The deadline is approaching. The holiday hustle is now. I have so much to do today. I need to party with my peeps and cruise the streets. Wentworth is playing soccer outside. Literally, he just flipped his shirt up, so his entire torso is exposed. He's got shorts on, no socks, no shoes, and I'm in like full coat, galoshes, all the things. Did I say that correctly? Galoshes? Probably not. I'm a Floridian. I don't know anything about winter, but I do know it's absolutely freezing outside. Will he catch pneumonia? You gotta be wet and windy for that to happen, right? I don't know, that's just what I've heard. We don't want that. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season. For you, it's over, kind of. Not really, because like holiday break, so exciting. I still have to unpack from our weekend trip. I don't want to talk about it, you guys. I have been buried. I did so much Christmas wrapping. How do I have any more to do? It's possible because I do. I want to make Christmas cookies today. We're having people over tomorrow and the next day. So I have a lot of treats to make. I have a lot of stuff to prep. I have a lot to do and very little time to do it. First errand I have to run is to get spatula. It's a German noodle. Apparently we're doing Christmas around the world in terms of like our monthly food theme. I thought we were doing traditional Christmas. I got a ham, I got stuff to make mashed potatoes, like all the accoutrements. And then they were like, hey Kim, what, you make that German dish? Okay. There's one store that sells that. I would make it from scratch, but it is a pain. It's a pain, I'll just say that. I could make it, I feel like I could make it. No, I'm not going to. I'm gonna drive to the store and get it right now because I have some other things to get to. Gift card boxes. I need more. After teacher gifts and like everyone else I bought gift cards for, like 58, I don't wanna talk about it. A lot. So let's do it, yeah. I'm gonna set this up for the kids to play today. And I finally found my stockings in the garage yesterday. You guys, Alex literally brought all of the totes down. We went through the Christmas bins. I went through the Christmas bins. He went through the Christmas bins. We went through them on separate occasions, multiple times each. Couldn't find the stockings anywhere. Guess where they were? Last place we looked, that's right. Now I have to hang them up. I got these really cool, I'm sure if you've had a fireplace or some kind of mantle, you already know about these. I found these at Target. I think they're incredible. They're not bulky and they slide right on. They hold the stocking like so. But the reason why I have to set those up, and it'll take me a little time because it's like not fully assembled. Comes with ribbon, but I got these stocking name things. I don't know, I got them engraved from Amazon of all places. It's like the new Etsy. It's literally taking over. I wish I would have had enough time to get them from Etsy. I say that, but I've had these for like a month. I just haven't found my stockings, so I finally did. I'm gonna put them together. So before I leave, I'm going to get this all situated, but I have 8 stockings. What does that mean?
You know what it means? It means I bought them in a pack of 4 and nothing more than that, I'll tell you what. Or it means that I bought one just in case. I bought one for fun and it's going to be a great replacement. But I'm so glad that I got these like little, I don't know what they're called, ornament, monogram things. I have in the past had my stockings embroidered. It cost a lot of money. And the next year I went, I don't even know if I washed them or not. I think maybe I washed them and they just got ruined. I was like, oh my gosh, I spent so much money on these. So I didn't want to do that again. And thus here we are with the little ornaments and I think they're just so perfect. I love the way that my fireplace has turned out. It's been a long time coming. This is like my dream, just looking at this fireplace. When we turn it on and the stockings are there, it's just so beautiful and magical. And of course, what happens, because this is why we can't have nice things, because I broke it. I stepped on it and I heard a crack because I had my shoes on ready to go. And I thought, oh, let me just pull these together real quick before I leave, and broke it. Then that's my life, so it's whatever, you know. That's a great visual representation of just how my life goes. And it's fine. It's not even that big of a deal. You can still see his full name. These stocking holders, by the way, they worked out so well. They held so many things because obviously their stockings were full and pretty heavy. And we've never been able to display their stockings like this before. We've always just perched them up on the couch, which was a nice change of pace. And we haven't always done stockings. We've done it for most of our kids' lives, but growing up, I never had a stocking. So I love that we do this for the kids. You know, there's pros and cons. I try to fill them with practical things and like gift cards and stuff they'll actually use and not just a whole bunch of little meaningless crap. So, you know, it's a balance. We do our best. Lots of food too.
Look at those. This is actually, like, some of you might be like, yeah, whatever. This is my dream coming to life right here. I can't believe I broke one of these. If I didn't mention it before, this one says Alex. Like, should I have gotten mom and dad? An M and a D. Here's Wentworth. I love it. Someone else mentioned like the names. Oh wait, like this one goes downward. Oh, I guess that one goes downward too. I don't know. Oh no, okay, so this one goes upwards. And she was like, that would drive me mad. You know what's gonna drive me mad? The fact that I probably will never replace this, poor Wolfgang. A true last child. Actually, last child normally gets everything, right? Isn't that the stereotype? Oh my gosh. Pretend you don't see the Amazon boxes. This is the mantle of my dreams. Maybe more color. That would be ideal, but anyway, perfect. If I could find the remote to these sconces, that would be great. Thank you. Last year, literally, as we were sitting down to eat dinner, I was like, oh my gosh, I bought decor to like sit down and eat dinner. I put the moose or whatever, like the deer, the reindeer, whatever, are up there. But I'm gonna set the table now so I don't forget when we're about to eat dinner. This is where I've been hoarding gifts. I was stocking up on the gift cards. I was filling out all the cards, you know, doing all the things. Really, I saw online, it was like, do you have a dumping ground in your house these days where you're wrapping? I'm like, literally, I have 3 entire rooms of my house that have now become dumping grounds. My office, boxes, my closet, wrapping station. Also, my bedroom, where I keep all the wrapping paper, and then the dining room, like, it's endless. Upstairs, don't go up there. I actually don't know how we're going to set up this year for Christmas Eve. I'll show you hopefully in this video. But we've got, I love how my kids were fighting about this like yesterday, and now no one cares about it at all. I don't know what I was saying. Ornament making, we're doing a lot on Christmas Eve. I need more tables in my house. Alex got new lights for the tree. He wrapped the tree, it looks great. So I don't know if those are returns or not. Really simple, minimal effort. That's what I'm all about. Just minimal effort. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is so long. All right, good. A couple of these. Our ornament tree over. Merry Christmas. Put a couple lights up there. I'm not even sure anyone's gonna eat at this table. But doesn't it look festive? Trying to show you how amazing the lights look on the Christmas tree. The top looks a little bare. We put the angel just slightly underneath. That's Tina up there. But I'm so glad the lights are all, it doesn't look wonky. I mean, obviously it could look better with bows and ribbons and stuff, but if you've noticed for the past 5 years, what I've wanted for Christmas, I finally got him. You are the sunshine of my life. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. I love it so much. Look how stinking cute and festive he is. You know, I finally just said, and I've wanted this for like ever. And I feel like my kids need the nostalgia of this growing up. Like, oh, my mom had that growing up. Because actually, one of my aunts had something similar to this. I don't know if it moved up and down, but I always saw it and I was like, oh, that's so fun and cute. And I'm glad I did it, is all I'm saying. It's been a long time coming, but I have a long list of things to do. Let's go. I actually have, I feel like I look dead. I made a grocery list. I printed out all of the things that I'm going to make, all the treats. A lot of recipes, I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them, and I have 2 more in my head that just popped up that I didn't put on my list, rum balls and then baklava bars. Really excited about that one. I'm gonna see how many I can throw together. I need to run to World Market, and then if I have time, which I don't, I'll probably do it anyway, I need to go to Hobby Lobby and get knobs. Don't let me forget, knobs are like #1 important. Like, look at this. Embarrassing. All the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying. My dear, we're still goodbying. You love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Thank you everybody. Hey, I'm on my way. I have Amazon returns. I've got Marshall's returns. Because you know, last time I had returns and I returned them after the holidays, they were like, no, absolutely not, we cannot accept them. And I was like, okay. So I'm gonna see if they take them back today. Also, I don't know if I told you, but I am going to World Market. I'm literally driving so far to go to this place just for pasta. Seems a little ridiculous. Should probably just use any other egg noodle. but you gotta be authentic and you gotta go above and beyond for Christmas. And that's what it's all about. Got some more from Bob. You know, I say it every year, don't leave the house if you don't have to. I'm not gonna leave the house. It's crazy outside. There's a million people here. I've never seen this many people in my entire life. And yet here we are. A couple things, they had Valentine's Day stuff out. The line, 100 feet long, wrapped around the entire store, and they didn't have gift boxes. Hide your kids, hide your wife. It is an absolute zoo. The parking lot just circled it for about 17 million years, trying to just find a spot. But the good news is the World Market had exactly what I needed, and there's a TJ Maxx right next door. It took me 5 minutes to drive here because of all the traffic, like foot traffic. And I don't mean like right next, I mean like same plaza. Anyway, I have one return at TJ Maxx too. Let's go. All right, I'm home. It's actually been hours. I cleaned up upstairs. I cleaned up the back a little bit. Tried to bring the groceries in. I have yet to make cookies. It is dark outside. So we played a lot outside. Now that it's dark, we're inside. And I'm going to set this up for them. We did this a few years ago, 2 or 3, I don't remember. And the kids really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna whip this together. Hopefully it's easy to set up. I don't remember, I think Alex did it last time. And then they're going to be occupied a little bit while I get some stuff done in the kitchen.
And you know what? While I was shopping around, I don't think I fully explained how long the lines were in the store. If you went out, you know, during the past weekend, it was just pure chaos. The lines were wrapped around everyone doing their last minute shopping. Obviously, I was amongst the crowd of people. And, you know, the lines went pretty fast because the stores obviously expect that kind of influx of people. So they had all the cashiers booked out. So, you know, standing in line, it looked daunting, but it really went by super fast. So anyway, I'm glad that I got what I needed done. And like the returns, oh my gosh, I'm like the worst person to return stuff. I normally just let it sit and then I end up just donating it because the return window closes. So I'm trying to stay on top of my returns. You know, otherwise maybe I wouldn't have gone to all those stores, but I also needed to go to those certain stores like Whole Foods. Sorry, the doors keep opening and my kids keep coming in. It's a whole thing, okay? That's life. It's like we're on winter break. Are you surviving? Are you doing all the things? Because I feel like maybe tomorrow will be a reprieve, a relax. I say that, but it probably won't. It'll just be like the holiday hangover is going to happen. All right. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about winter break. I actually want to plan a few things. What are you guys doing? Do you have big plans? Are you going to go snow tubing? Do you live in a place that snows? That's my dream. Maybe we'll just have to go to No Cap Riz to catch some snow tubes. I wonder if we could do that. I don't know the age. I can't remember. For Wolfgang, I mean. There's no like bunny slopes there, you know. There might be actually. I don't know. Got to look into it apparently. But this house was a hit. Alex, I found out after the fact, he wanted to save putting it up for Christmas Eve when all of the like cousins and stuff came over. But I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But it took so long to put together that I'm glad I already had it assembled because during Christmas Eve, we did take it downstairs and the cousins did get to decorate it and color it. And the kids have been up and down, you know, adding their little touches on it as well. So it's just been fun. It's a fun little activity. I think a couple of years ago, Alex bought one and really enjoyed it. And that thing stuck around for a long while. I want to say like at least a month up here. And the kids would just add to it little bits at a time. And it was just so cute. So I like that we did it again. I think it's becoming more popular, more of a thing because I not only saw them at Target, but I also saw them at where like TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls, one of those stores, which was really cool to see. And I'm sure they sell them other places as well. This thing was not fun to put together for me personally. Like that's not my love language. Putting stuff together is not it for me. I have a really hard time. I mean, if the thing is step by step, I can do it. But if it's like pictures, I'm like, I don't even know what this is. What does this even look like? Maybe it's because my eyesight is so bad. It's all the little details that you have to use to like decipher what piece is which. And I just, not my thing. I would rather not, is all I'm saying. This took me like 45 minutes, but I was a fin, if you will. And the kids just loved it. So it was worth it in the end. It always is, isn't it? Making the magical holiday memories.
Welcome to my wrapping station in here. We have one little box over there. I need to wrap a couple of things and I will do that. But I just had to pop a couple of last minute items that I'm surprised they made it here on time. So when I ordered them, they said they wouldn't be in. Well, you know how it gives you like from this date to this date? Well, it was like earlier than the date. So I'm excited. I'm gonna show you. Oh my gosh, these are huge. Oh, I got some personalized socks. They're so cute. My kids have them from before, but they look so much younger. This is hilarious. Aw, why is her face so small? Maybe the picture I sent in was so small. This one's so funny. And then Eleanor. I thought I did Alex too, but I guess not. Here they are. I will say, not as great as the socks we had before. It's from a different company, but like these look good, but the smaller heads, you know? And I think the other sock color had more interest. Like I think they had like sprinkles on them or something in the background. And I think that made them look different, but anyway, still cute. I don't know what happened, but I guess I was printing out everything in landscape. So I'm just going through my recipes, seeing which one I'm going to make first. I think I'm going to start on the trifle because the cake has to cool completely and I'm taking conveniences for this one. But the end result looks very impressive. It's kind of like a semi-homemade version. Of course, you can do like homemade everything else, but you know, when you're making, what, 6 recipes plus I have 2 more in my head that I want to make. So we'll see. They're like tried and true holiday favorites. So just in case you don't know, to make a box cake mix, oh my gosh. To make a boxed cake mix taste like it's from the bakery, there's a couple modifications to make. So it calls for oil. Instead of that, I added butter. It's supposed to be softened. I let it go a little bit too long, it's fine. And then in however many eggs it calls for, add 1 more. So I'm going to add 4 eggs in here. I'm gonna crack them right in. And however much water it calls for, substitute it for milk. So this one is a cup. And then just whip it together. Mix it until it's nice and thick like this. And I'm going to throw it into the oven, just, I don't know, 350, whatever the package says. Well, my blender just broke over there. It fell on the floor. The beaters went everywhere. Did I say blender? Whatever, hand mixer. I now have chocolate all over me. Thank goodness I'm wearing an apron. It's so cute. This is actually cuter than my actual outfit right now. And the kids were just running amok. So it's been, you know, a little bit of time. But that is the joy of having an open concept floor plan. There are pros and cons to it, if you're wondering. So I'm going to start on the Italian anise cookies. This is a family favorite. It was one of my sister's favorite cookies. Gonna have a little cookie party in her honor, and this was her absolute favorite. It starts out with 2/3 cup of shortening, and it says to melt it and then cool it. So I'm just gonna like melt it until it's almost all melted. It'll be fine. 30 seconds or something. Well, I over melted it. I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna throw this in my mixer and add a cup of powdered sugar to this. Don't judge me based off what's happening there. It's fine. Oh, crap. Found it. Yeah, it's always in the first place you look. All right, I'm gonna beat that till it's light and fluffy, pretty much there. And then I'm going to add in 3 eggs, 1 at a time, whisking in between each addition. Perfect. This texture is looking so nice, so smooth, so glossy. It's that shortening in there. I should have done the dime trick with my mixer because I still see a little bit of white. Oh, no, yeah, that's good. The dime trick is when you put a dime at the bottom of your mixer, and if it moves, you know that the mixer is getting every little nook and cranny down in there, which mine is, I think it's good. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of anise extract. Some people might say that differently. We've always said it, anise cookies. 1 teaspoon. Seems like a hefty load. Oh yeah, there it is. If you are unaware of what flavor this is, it's like a licorice-y flavor, like black licorice-y flavor. But I mean, it's a family staple. I don't know, it's an Italian cookie. You gotta do it, okay? Yeah, it's an al dente. Oh my gosh, just smelling that brings me right back. I'm like, yep, this is the holidays. Next up, oh my gosh, you're supposed to mix this separately in a bowl. You know how it goes. But I just don't care enough to do that, so I mix it right in. 2.5 cups of flour And then 3 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And to enhance the flavor, just a little pinch of salt in there. Mix that together. What is this gonna make, like 4 cookies? All right, mix that just until it's combined there. Oh my gosh, Tina's gonna love these. All right, now I'm going to, I don't know if I have to chill this dough. I think it'll be fine, it's pretty solid. I'm gonna grab a little cookie scoop. This is probably like a tablespoon-ish, maybe a tablespoon and a half, quarter. It's close enough. It's the smallest one I have and I really like it. And I'm just gonna take it, roll it into a ball, plop it on a cookie sheet. Don't think about it too much. It's a very stiff dough, very easy to work with. It's not too sticky, it's not too dry. This was my Nani's most beloved cookie that she made. Or so I've been told.
Okay, let me tell you a story about these cookies, right? Get ready. Because I made these, I told you, in my sister's honor, Tina. And while we were having my family over for Christmas, our Christmas celebration, we had one of her sons over, which we have over our house once a week, at least. And he was here. She has 2 other kids, but they live in a different state. They live elsewhere. One of her sons lives down here, and he has, you know, trouble communicating and trouble with social situations, whatever. It's, you know, everyone has their thing. So he was going through the table, and I happened to walk by the table, and I noticed most of the cookies were gone. And it was like the first thing gone. You know, the party had only been going on for a short amount of time. And I was like, oh my gosh. Does everyone love these cookies? Like, what happened? Who's been eating them? And another family member of mine said, oh, you know, so-and-so got a whole plate of them. And I was like, wait, what? Turned around. He's carrying literally a whole plate of them. Nothing else on the plate, just these anise cookies. And I just thought, oh my gosh, how magical. Like, he must remember them from his childhood. Like, you know, my sister making them. And maybe that's like, maybe it was one of his favorite cookies. So that was really sweet for me to see. And I'm glad that we had that moment together and just honor her.
This is an integral part to the cookies, the icing. So it starts with 2 cups of powdered sugar and a half a teaspoon of anise extract, just for a little bit more of that flavor. And a couple tablespoons of milk goes a long way to loosen this powdered sugar up. You wanna make it like, you know, a pretty loose icing. So I'm just gonna whisk it together. Keep whisking. If you think it's not gonna come together, it will, keep going. But if it's too thick, add some milk. Boop. Okay, I've got a good texture going on here. Perfect. Another key component to this recipe, very important, the sprinkles. Only these, nothing else. It's illegal. Look how beautiful these BBs look. Perfectly crackled, or wafting the scent. It's very hot. I'm gonna take them, they're still pretty warm. I don't know if I should do it this warm because then the icing will melt even more. And then just let them cool on here and sprinkle them with some sprinkles.
What is your favorite holiday cookie? There's always so many cookies that I want to make and so little time, right? I feel like as my kids get older, I have a little bit more, well, I don't know, I say that, but then I'm like, you know, they have so much going on, all the games, all the activities, and all the things that we want to be involved in as well and just show up for them. So I say like I have more time to do certain things, but also, do I even have more time? I have more hands. I have 2 hands and I'm not holding a baby all the time. So it seems like I have, you know, more time. I don't know. It's like pros and cons. But anyway, I had a very long list of cookies that I wanted to make this year and I just didn't get around to making them all. I had like snickerdoodles, which I feel like, you know, debatable as a holiday cookie. Some people may think they're boring. Some people, it's their favorite cookie. I think that goes for every cookie, you know. For me, I wanted to make more Oreo balls. Didn't get around to that. They're kind of time intensive. And the peanut butter blossoms. Come on. When's the last time you had one of those? So I had a very long list of things I wanted to make. And while I was happy with what I was able to get done, I was still wanting more. Isn't that the American way? We always want more, and not more of just any, specifically sugar. More sugar, please, and thank you so much. You got to go all out for the holidays, right? I want like a cookie party. I want a cookie parade. I want a cookie display. I want to be able to open my own bakery with the amount of cookies that I make. So that's my goal for next year, okay? Hold me accountable so I actually do it. It's going to be great. Are you going to be there?
I just want to take a note. Like, I never get this dirty when I don't have an apron on. I don't know if you can fully see the catastrophe. All right, I'm reading the directions to make the Black Forest trifle, which sounds so good, but it looks even better. It looks super impressive. I love cherries and chocolate. I love chocolate covered cherries, seedless watermelon. Whoa, I got some of that icing on my sandwich. That's okay, cheers. Look, the holidays are all about. Anyway, I just have to make some pudding, heavy whipping cream, and cake, and then assemble it. Seems easy. Let me get my trifle dish down. Look how beautiful she is. I'm really only making a trifle to have an excuse to use this. So for the heavy whipping cream, I'm gonna use the same bowl and I don't wanna wash it in between. So I'm gonna do the heavy whipping cream first and then the pudding. So it calls for 1.5 cups. I always like to have a little bit more. So I'm gonna do 2 cups using my whisk attachment. And homemade whipping cream is so simple. Literally, that's it. Just add a little bit of powdered sugar here, a little bit of vanilla if you want to, and then whip it up until soft peaks form, or, you know, stiffer peaks. I go a little in between. It'll just take a couple of minutes. Absolute perfection coming out of here. And when I say that, I mean, yeah, pretty much. So you got a little soft peak, it's flopping over, that's okay. Maybe one more time. I got stuck in the pantry looking for good old Geraldine. It calls for some kind of cherry stuff. I don't know, I didn't buy it, but I feel like this will give a similar flavor. I'm gonna take the whipped cream and just reserve it in a bowl over here. Plop it in, perfect. Then I'm gonna work on the pudding. I have 2 smaller packets of the instant chocolate pudding mix here. And I'm just gonna throw in 4 cups of milk. And then I'm just going to whisk it up and let it sit for a few minutes. So like whisk it for a few, let it sit for a few, until it thickens up, you know? I would say the cake is cool enough. So I'm gonna take about half of it and cube it up into like just a little, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's a trifle, people are just gonna scoop it out anyway. And so to my understanding, half the cake goes to the bottom of the trifle dish. You know what a beautiful sight this is. Yes, 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 push it down just slightly. Hold on, I feel like this area needs a little, there we go, oh yeah. Looking like the Black Forest in Germany already. I really wanted a cuckoo clock from the Black Forest in Germany. I'm just gonna say that, but back then we never spent money on anything. Okay, so it calls for like, I don't know, some kind of liqueur. This might be a mistake, but I'm just gonna, just a little bit of this. Nice, nice, nice. Give that a little bit more flavor, you know? If you have like cherry extract, I don't know, do they even sell cherry extract? And then half of the pudding mixture. So, I don't know, a couple cups here. Don't measure it, it'll be fine. Spread that out in an even layer. It's gonna soak up into the cake and make everything so moist. Maybe one more scoop. Lovely. And then it calls for cherry pie filling. You can easily make this with cherries, which I actually did find from the grocery today. Spent just about an arm and a leg on these things. Came home and my kids were eating the gobsnaws out of them. And I was like, ugh! I was going to make my own, and then I thought, you know what? I'll just use it for garnish. So I'm gonna take about a cup of this and layer that on top. Kind of let the cherries peek through a little bit. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, well, I'm doing way more than a cup. I'm going a little overboard here. That's okay. And then half of the whipped cream mixture. So I just like kind of spread out in the bowl, score it, and take half of it. And this is why I make extra, because like, how am I gonna spread half of this? Simply not enough. You know what I mean? We need more than that. Next time, do 3 cups, I'm just saying. And then we're going to cube the rest of the cake. Cool, cool, cool. Shove this on top. Smush it down. I don't think my trifle dish is big enough. Uh-oh, that's supposed to be like in the middle. Ugh! I didn't smush the cake down enough in the first layer. Well, you live, you learn, Alanis Morissette style. What's next? A little bit of this. I'm gonna pass on that. All right, the rest of the pudding goes on. Spread that out. I'm gonna give it the old tappa. Settle it at all? No, it didn't. Okay, well, here we go. Little bit more cherries on top. Spread that out. I mean, look how beautiful this is looking from the top, right? So 1 can is plenty. I guess I have plenty to garnish with as well if anyone wants some extra. And then for the topping, hopefully this stays on, you do the rest of the whipped cream here. I should have been more strategic about that placement, but here we are. And I'm going to let this chill in my fridge overnight, at least a couple hours if you're making this the day of. And right before I serve it, I'm gonna garnish it with just, you know, some shaved chocolate, you know, and some fresh cherries right on top. And this is gonna be a showstopper. Honestly, it already is. Perfect. A little rustic look that everybody loves. Yeah. So next I moved on to making my famous holiday fudge. I almost didn't make this recipe, and then I thought, it's not the holidays without it. I have to make it. It is a tried and true. You guys, I was very skeptical the first time I made this recipe. I'm not a fudge person. I don't really care, but a lot of my family members are and do. So I went ahead and scoured the internet. This is one of the best fudge recipes I've ever made. People rave about it. They're like, what is it? It's got a secret ingredient. It's gonna gross you out. It's Velveeta fudge. If you haven't been around here that long, it is Velveeta cheese in this fudge. So it calls for 12 ounces of Velveeta. I'm just cubing it up. I'm gonna throw it into a bowl, and then 2 sticks of butter. I'm gonna cube this up, this into the bowl as well. Nice and simple. It's really easy to throw together. It's no fuss, and it is such a crowd pleaser. I almost tried a different fudge recipe. It had a lot of peanut butter. It had like tubbed icing, no measurements, and I was like, I don't know about this. I'm gonna stick with my Velveeta fudge. Into the microwave, I'm gonna melt this up, okay? 30-second increments, stirring in between. It's super weird, I know. Trust the process, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be great. Into my mixer, the very top by like the brownie mixes or somewhere up there, maybe by the baking supplies. I'm gonna throw in 2 pounds, like 8 cups or so, of powdered sugar, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. I'm just gonna mix this, you know, just to incorporate it a little bit. You're supposed to sift it beforehand, but it's fine. Then I'm gonna dump the Velveeta mixture right in there. Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat this one.
Oh, you will.
After seeing the inside.
You're gonna eat your words is what you're gonna do. Mix it all together. That should be me holding your hand. That should be me making you laugh. How good that looks. Oh, look at that. Creamy and dreamy. Just like check out the creaminess. Check out the dreaminess. Let me give you one more little, oh, yeah. But this isn't it. It could be. I'm gonna add some nuts. Keep my nuts in the freezer to keep them from going rancid. I just like to check on them. Not rancid yet. I'm gonna add a couple handfuls of walnut. I might add more, we'll see. Yeah, maybe one more. A little bit of walnuts never hurt anyone, unless you're allergic, like my daughter. In that case, anaphylaxis. But we've got an EpiPen, so no worries. I can't remember if I greased this. Thinking no. All right, well, I sprayed it and then I'm regretting my decision. I don't think I put anything on the bottom of the pan. I'm just gonna plop the fudge in here. Oh my heaven, this smells like Christmas. Pat it down and let it sit in the fridge until it hardens. And my favorite thing to do is just go around and when someone says, oh, I love the fudge, it's so great, is to ask, hey, what do you think my secret ingredient is? All right, looking good. Sweet, little taste test for the chef, salmonella. I don't have to dare you. It's great, it's so fantastic.
No one has a clue. No one knows there's cheese, just you. Don't tell anyone.
So I've moved on to making snowball cookies. This is such a simple de-dimple recipe I'm looking for. This is a 1 cup. I just need 3/4 of a cup. Cons that are kind of like pulsed in a pulse grater. I mean, when I tell you it's like midnight, I don't know the name of this stuff. I've had a cup of that, that's good. Did way too many. Should I double the recipe? I feel like yes, because these are such a popular recipe, but you know, apparently I don't want to, and apparently it's really late, and apparently I don't care enough. So that's good. What else do I need? Flour, salt, flour? No, I'm not ready for this. Butter, almond extract. Okay, just a minute. It's been a while since I made these, so let's start over. Okay, we need some butter. Oh, no, I bought more butter than this. 1 cup of butter. We need it to be softened. This is, it's not quite there. Dagnabbit. I'm gonna just put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds or something. 1 cup of butter. That's what makes this recipe so magical. I'm also going to add in a little bit of almond extract. This stuff is magic. a little bit of vanilla extract to go along with it. Oh my heck, the vanilla. Woo, yes, and half a cup of powdered sugar. Going straight in, let that whip up. Okay, do that till it's nice and fluffy. And we're about there. To this, I'm going to add the pecans, or pecans if you're Southern. About a little bit more. About a little more. And then 2 1/4 cups of flour with a little bit of salt to enhance that flavor. And whip it up. And that's it, this is the cookie. It's egg-free, it's absolutely delicious. It's got really great flavors in there, and the best part is you can eat the dough guilt-free. Salmonella, I dare you. I know it's in the flour. Heaven!
So much to my surprise, these cookies, and I feel like I knew this before, and I'm so glad that I chose this cookie because, you know, I had probably 50 cookie recipes printed out ready to go. Because a lot of cookie recipes, you know, they require the similar ingredients, you know, flour, sugar, you know, the basics, right? There's slight variations to each one. However, this snowball cookie is like, Alex ate the first one. He's like, oh my gosh, this transports me back to my childhood. Like, I'm so glad you made these. And they're just so fantastic. Such a great cookie. The dough tastes great. Very, very easy to put together. And they're definitely a crowd pleaser. So if you haven't tried them, try it out. You can interchange the nut too to whatever your liking is.
Who is this?
What?
I'm not that old, Mom.
What do you mean old? This is new.
New? This?
You weren't. It's Kelly Clarkson.
Who's Kelly Clarkson?
Oh my God.
What?
Stop.
What'd I do?
Get out of here. Go back to your room. You don't know who Kelly Clarkson is?
I do not have a
She has a song with Ariana Grande. She was on The Voice. She has a TV show. Jail.
I'm not going to jail. I don't think anyone knows who Kelly Clarkson is.
Oh my God. Crawl out from under the rock, Eleanor.
You're so old.
Ask your friends.
Crawl out from under the millennial stone house because what are you talking
Everyone
about?
knows who Kelly Clarkson
Nobody
is.
knows who. I've heard the name like once or twice in my
Get a
entire
grip. You know who
life.
Mariah Carey is, but not Kelly Clarkson.
My Mariah Carey is famous. Every single year it's
Listen to this.
Oh my gosh.
She's famous and more relevant than Mariah Carey.
Come on,
Oh, this is Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, but it's not her original song, it's just her singing.
Okay, Kelly Clarkson is the original American Idol. Do you know who Carrie Underwood
Nobody
is?
knows. No.
Oh my God.
Who's Carrie Underwear? I'm so confused. You're so old.
Listen to her. She's incredible.
They wait for school to start again. So she's like a tryhard. If you walked up to somebody and said, "Do you know who Kelly Clarkson is?" They would say,
Oh, absolutely.
"Who is Kelly Clarkson?"
9 out of 10 they would know.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I'm the odd one out.
Apparently you are.
She's really good.
I loved that little exchange with Eleanor. Oh my gosh, my kids are so funny. And I say it all the time, like, you know, life just gets so much better when they're able to, you know, have a conversation with you and cook in the kitchen and like do things with you. Because sometimes with little ones, because I still have little ones too, you just do so much all day and you get very little return. And it's like, oh my gosh, when is the reprieve? So it's coming soon. Don't you worry. My older kids, all of them help me in the kitchen. I mean, obviously the younger ones help me in the kitchen, but is it help or is it more work? You know, is it fun or is it like, oh, let me roll that for you, you know? So it's the best of both. It's the best of both worlds, Miley Cyrus style. So now she is well versed on the fact that Kelly Clarkson is one of the greats because she deserves the acknowledgement, honestly. And Lauren Daigle, why don't I listen to her Christmas music enough? These are the snowball cookies. When they get out of the oven, you have to sprinkle them with powdered sugar.
I woke up to the smell of goulash, which is honestly the first time that's ever happened in my entire life. Interesting, but look what it did to the pot. I just had it on low all night.
Good morning. I thought about it all night and I'm gonna make pecan pie. It is a holiday staple and I didn't make it for Thanksgiving. I should just make it. I forgot the recipe, so I'm gonna pull it up right now. I typically make the Pioneer Woman pecan pie. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna make my own pie crust because I didn't buy any. And technically it's better that way anyway, but whenever I make my own pie crust, everyone's like, the crust is a little, and I'm like, yeah. It's really simple to do. I need my food processor. Good thing I cleaned my kitchen before bed last night and
did all the dishes. Even cleaned this table over here. Check out these flowers someone brought me. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. The Kirkland bottle really just brings it home there. So I'm gonna cut the recipe in half because I only need 1 pie crust. I might regret my decision because I kind of also want to make a pumpkin pie. I have to be realistic and like, I don't have time for that. It calls for half a tablespoon of sugar. I am too lazy to go to my garage right now and get that, so I'm using brown sugar. Cross my fingers, okay? Will my laziness ruin this recipe? Time will tell. A little bit of salt to enhance the flavor. Pulse these things up. Oh, cool. 1 stick of cold butter, the colder the better. If you have the time, throw it in your freezer for just a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna cube it up. So I cut it in half, and then I flip it over, cut it in half again. I add my cubes to the food processor, but you can do this with a pastry blender or your fingers. You just have to cut in the butter. So the texture of the flour butter mixture will be like sand, ideally. Let's do that. Once I've got a good texture here where I can kind of like take it and it forms into a ball here, but it also like is very crummy and very nice and sand-like. Okay, next, 7 tablespoons of ice cold water. And I have made the mistake many times in the past where my dough is way too dry. So I'm not gonna let that happen. The second time, you can see the dough should be forming a ball like this, but I have a ton of crumbs down there. And so I'm gonna add a little bit more water, maybe. Go again. I have a ball of perfection, maybe a little too wet, but that's okay. I have saran wrap down here and I'm just going to, it's okay because in the past it's like way, way, way too dry. All right, I just put a little dusting of flour on my hands and I'm just going to form it into a disc. And I'm gonna wrap this up, put it in the fridge while I'm working on the pie filling. Just getting everything ready, everything in its place, my mise en place. And I'm chopping up 1 heaping cup of pecans. I always do way more. And Pioneer Woman's recipe chops the pecans. And I think that's the magic in it. I should have got a cutting board. My brain isn't fully on right now. I just kind of woke up and ran. Trying to get as much done as I can before the kids come on out and need everything from me. Okay, well that's good enough for me. I have 1/3 a cup of butter and I'm gonna melt it. When you know it, I needed sugar anyway. It was only a matter of time. So 1 cup of that, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 cup of corn syrup, and boy am I so happy that I had this in my pantry ready to go. Remind me to pick some more up. And pecan pie is my favorite, but it's like the worst for you pie. I could eat an entire pie. It is a problem and my body hates me afterwards. But honestly, it makes me feel real good. Like just sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. So 1 cup of corn syrup. Throw 3 eggs in here. 1, 2, 3.
Mommy.
And a little bit of vanilla bean paste. This just elevates it.
Eggs.
Yeah. And I'm gonna mix this together.
Yummy.
So yummy.
Yummy.
You can try one. All right, it's time to roll out the pie crust. Fingers crossed over here. I have a feeling this is gonna be the best pie crust I've ever made in my entire life. Pecan pie is super simple to put together, especially if you have pre-made pie. Everyone makes this out to be so simple too, and man, I just mess it up every time. A little dusting of flour. I'm gonna put it on my rolling pin. Yeah, see, you know what? People say less water, but I say more water because typically I'm fighting with crumbles at this point of the dough. I'm gonna roll this out big enough. I'm gonna roll it over here so it's easy to transfer. Not to be dramatic, but I'm pretty sure this is the best pie crust I've ever made. I've got really good hopes. All right, I got a perfect circle going on over here. Just gonna tuck the sides in, make it look a little pretty. I don't cut anything off. My favorite part of the pie is the crust, you know? If it's a good one. How else are people gonna know it's homemade? And then I just take it and crimp it. Honestly, I've had better looking pie crusts, but it's fine. That's good enough. I'm gonna throw the pecans at the bottom in an even layer. They'll float to the top while they're baking. I'm gonna dump this ooey gooey sugar goodness. The oven is set to 325. I'll take a picture of this part. Cover it loosely with foil for 30 minutes and then take it off 20 more minutes. I gotta tell you something, guys. This crust was not it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong every single time, but this is one of my favorite things to witness. Just my kids eating in the kitchen, just enjoying and living life and like just having a good time. You know, that's all I want as a mom. I just want to be able to look at my kids and like watch them having a good time. I'm starting to set up for the party. This tablescape, very simple, but very posh. Get ready for it.
All right, I had a little crock pot catastrophe. I am going to move on to making a cookie win. Like, I feel like the anise cookies kind of like, who's gonna eat that? The kids? No. The other cookies, the snowball cookies, I kind of burnt. Didn't I make something else last night? Gosh, I feel like I did so much last night and nothing to show for it. So I'm going to make the chocolate crinkle cookies. These are always a win. They are so, hopefully I don't overcook them, okay? The recipe starts out with 1 stick of butter and it's softened, and then 1.5 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, a little bit of vanilla too, 2 cups of flour, all right, 1 cup of cocoa powder, yep, and then 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder.
I can do that.
All right, and then mix this up. Yeah, you wanna have a little taste? The dough is pretty sticky right now, so I'm gonna let it chill for like an hour.
Yeah, that is a lot.
All right, I whipped together some mac and cheese. This is just, you know, kid-friendly crowd favorite. For Thanksgiving, I made a huge mistake of making like a quarter of this amount, or maybe half this amount, and it was the first thing to go.
I don't think we've talked about the crock pot yet, have we? I threw some mac and cheese together, also some mashed potatoes, and I made this salsa dip. Very simple, very easy. I just keep it warm because it's supposed to be like a hot dip. It's 1 pound of sausage, one block of cream cheese, and 1 jar of salsa. Boom. Just cook it. Cook the sausage, add the cream cheese, let it melt, add the salsa, warm it up, and it's like the best dip you're ever going to eat. People rave about it. It looks gross, but it is so, so good. Okay, I've clearly moved on to making something else. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, rum balls. Here it is, rum balls. Oh my heavens, what a fantastic recipe. Okay, so graham cracker crumbs. Let me tell you something. I found some rum balls at Trader Joe's, new on the scene. Okay, they've never had these before to my knowledge. And I found them and they taste amazing. So, so good. But here's another recipe if you're looking for a good rum ball recipe. And I will say, these are my favorite holiday cookies. It's not the holidays without these for me personally. My mom always made these growing up, and now it's like I have to follow suit, right? So I made these, threw them together, but if you don't want to make them, go to Trader Joe's. I'm just going to say that. So it's 1 box of the graham cracker crumbs. It's like 13 ounces or something. I put in like 4 tablespoons of Kiro syrup, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 10 tablespoons, or if you can find the 5-ounce little can of evaporated milk, that's what it is. Also some extract. So I threw in vanilla extract, like 1 teaspoon, and then 2 teaspoons of rum extract. Oh, so amazing. Then I melted 1 bag of chocolate, like 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips, semi-sweet. Melted those, add it to the, mixture, and then roll them into balls. The colored sprinkles are a mess for me, but you can use any sprinkles that you like or dust them in cocoa powder, and it's just so fantastic. You can use any extract that you want to add in here. Omit the rum if you don't like it. Amaretto is another good one. My grandmother, if you do liquor, she adds actual rum, or like if you're doing the almond, you can do almond extract and then amaretto. I don't know how to say it. Amaretto. Meet me down. What's that country song? The Amarillo Sky. It's not the same thing, but that's so funny. Okay. Anyway, did you see the pecan pie? It was looking promising when I took it out of the oven. After about an hour, maybe more than that. I feel like I cooked it 30 minutes longer than whatever it told me to cook it at because it was so jiggly. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I think that's why my crust got so dang hard, because it was in there forever. And I did turn the temperature down. Did I turn down? I don't remember. I feel like I did it exactly what I always do. I don't know what happened this time around. I'm trying to go through my head and I just can't figure it out. That's fine. So Meredith is helping me roll the balls into the sprinkles, which is how I used to help my mom. So hopefully, I know she loves the rum balls. Alex is coming around to it. There's also another recipe in our family called Pope's bread. That's a family staple, but not a lot of other people like it. But that's fine. You have to make the classics. I also make a healthier version of the rum balls with dates. It's like a date ball, but I just add rum extract. It tastes very similar, but not as good, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm mostly ready for the day. Check the shoes. Can you see them? Necessary. I was getting ready and I wanted to show you something, so before I forget. So I didn't get a lot for myself for Christmas as I was Christmas shopping. I got like 2 things for myself. This is one of those things. And I found this
Christmas morning hand soap. Oh my gosh, it's by DW. It smells exactly like the candle. It's got like notes of coffee and orange and I don't know what else, but it's absolutely incredible. Such a cozy feeling. I love it so much. Also, the dress choice is questionable considering how cold it is outside, but I just thought it was so stinking cute. The ruffles on the side. It does have like a lot of cutouts in the back, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm trying to like shimmy and shake and make it work. I do still have to put some gifts wrapped and I have to tidy up the outside a little bit. And I have to finish putting like cheese boards together. And I have to put the punch together and cook the spetzel. There's so much to do. And those crinkle cookies, I have to finish them. One thing at a time.
Apparently the first thing I'm going to work on is a cheese board, a charcuterie board, if you will. You guys, I take convenience. I did buy a couple blocks of cheese and I thought, oh, I'm going to cut this up and it's going to be so fancy. No, it wasn't. Okay, this was great. I got the mozzarella balls. These are always a staple. They're like marinated in oils and seasonings. Oh, they're so good. I had to refill that like 3 times, that little jar, which is actually like a butter jar, but like it didn't work out. Okay, so now I just use the container for cheese boards. I've got my sweet potato crackers. Those were fantastic. I got the different sorts of meats from Costco too. I just picked up a cheese thing, got a couple of grapes, added some M&Ms for sweetness. Like, I mean, what else is there? Oh, crackers, obviously. And then a boursin on there. Throw it on there. So good. They were on, I think they were on sale at Costco. It's like 3 for $6. It's crazy. How can you say no? I hate that my bra was showing through this dress, but it's like, what's new? My sports bra's always showing. My bra's always, I can't get around it. I tried my best, but you know, not everything works out the way I plan it to. And this dress, I feel like was a little big. It's hard for me to find anything that fits me on the top. If it's something that needs to fit top and bottom, I'm just different sizes on top and bottom. And it's fine. That's my body, but you know, I tried my best. I tried to tie it as tight as I could. It just wasn't working out. Anyway, that's the cheese board. It looks fantastic. I did add some sugar-coated pecans on there just to like fill in the blank spaces. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're doing a charcuterie board. Just fill in the blank spaces and like move things around and stuff. Sorry, I hit the mic because I'm actually pretending to move stuff around in the air and I'm an idiot. Anyway, I moved on to, what is this? The drink. I used to never put drinks out. We were like a water family only. We were a water only family. It's whatever. And I don't know what she's eating. Probably a rum ball. No, that doesn't look like a rum ball at all. It looks like a ball of something she shouldn't be eating. But anyway, it's like Christmas punch, okay? Listen, cranberry juice, orange juice, pineapple juice. I feel like there's another juice in there. Nope, it's ginger ale. You could follow the recipe and the measurements, but I just go dump, dump, dump. I added some cranberries for the festivities, some cinnamon sticks, some lime. You can do lemon. An orange I threw in there, and I always make the mistake of making the drink last minute because I never have enough ice because our ice machine broke like 2 years ago now at this point, maybe more. So sad. We've had multiple people out to come and fix it. Can't be fixed. I don't know. And they're always like, oh yeah, and then they never come back to fix it. And we're like, what the heck? So anyway, I might just fix it. Maybe that's my goal for 2025, to fix my ice machine, because that is literally the reason I bought this house. You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like, does it sound like I'm telling a joke? Anyway, so I always make the drink last minute, but it tastes so much better if you let it sit and linger with the, all the herbs and spices and stuff. Speaking of herbs, I didn't add any, but I made it again for the next day. You'll see in my next video, and I added mint. Holy fajoli. I actually added like completely different things, but I think adding fresh herbs, even just rosemary, oh my gosh, it adds so much flavor to it. Here's the fudge if you were wondering what that looked like when it was complete. Always a crowd pleaser, you guys. And I have this cookie tray, and I finally cooked some of the crinkle cookies. Fantastic. Had to take a picture for the gram, even though I haven't shared anything on the gram in probably a week. That's cool. I plan on sharing a lot when things die down. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe next week. We'll see. Okay. Anyway, I'm throwing all of the cookies just as an assortment on this tray. I got this cookie plate tray, whatever, from the thrift store a few years ago. I love it so much. It's so festive. And I love having like a wide variety of cookies to choose from, but all together, right? Oh, it just looks so fun. It does something to me that I can't explain. I also cut up that cantaloupe. I don't think I showed that because I like to have, something healthy. I forgot to make a vegetable for this day, but I feel like I had a lot going on. Like I made a lot, you know what I mean? On top of having 5 kids and trying to like take care of that, on top of hosting and trying to like make sure the house is semi-tidy, even though it never really is, but it's like good enough, it's fine. But here, I put some macarons out. I put some spinach artichoke dip, which was fantastic. I think I end up putting that in a different tray, but I also made some ham, mashed potatoes, threw some rolls out. The gravy I just bought from Costco, nothing special. The spatula, the goulash, and the mac and cheese. Did I make anything else? I think I got it all. I think it was all out, Sometimes I make stuff and I put it in the fridge. You'll see in my next video. I did that and I forgot to put it out. And I was like, oh, whoops. I thought I had it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But I always forget something. I think on this day, I don't think I forgot anything, which was very unlike me. But also everyone was running an hour late. So it kind of worked in my favor where we had a little bit extra time to do stuff. Like wrap the last minute gifts. Eleanor is our veteran wrapper. She's always there to help out when it comes to wrapping gifts for other family members. She loves it. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. I went around. I love the sound that is in my house when there's people here and, we're hosting and family members and friends and just the noise of everyone like chit-chatting and having a good time. My favorite. I forgot to take that plastic out of the ham. Probably a bad move, but it's like, what am I going to do about it now? What's done is done. So there's the ham. It was great. I didn't do anything special to it. Just it comes with a seasoning packet. Potato, but I have to grab one before they're gone. Nice. Okay, and then what about these?
Those are. Those are corn.
Awesome! Wow, nailed it. Okay, Renee, tell me more about the eggs.
You got to tell them about that.
Where's the baby?
Are these the brown eggs? Okay, brown eggs with like pork feet in there. You got ham hocks. I didn't try one. I'm sorry. I'm not bold enough for that. I was about to, and then my dad started talking about how it's a whole chicken. I was like, get me the heck out of here. Leave, like, get out of my house, okay? Anyway, I should have tried one, but mostly I was just chasing kids and like trying to talk to people. I don't eat a ton when I'm, hosting. I don't know. I eat like a ton after and a ton before. Not a ton while it's going on. But anyway, here is the finished Black Forest trifle. And I think I just included that clip. I love the noise. Like so many people are outside doing different things. People are inside. Like I just love the hustle and bustle of it all. And fun for you, you get one more video of it because I only fit half of it in here and it's so long, but thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out and enjoying the holidays with me. I hope you had a great holiday week and I will see you next time. Bye.